And parents, did you know 40% of 8-year-olds cannot read without help?
Wow, that's 4 out of 10. National literacy and spelling expert Dr. Richard Gentry believes one big problem is that schools have somewhat moved away from the traditional Friday spelling tests. Remember, we all dreaded at the time, but are very thankful for now.
His new book, Raising Confident Readers, shows parents how to develop strong reading and writing skills in their children. Dr. Gentry, welcome to Live at 9. Glad to have you here this morning.
Oh, good to be here. Thank you.
A lot of parents are probably sitting out there watching and wondering today, like many of us, why are so many school-age children not able to really read at their grade level where they're supposed to be?
Well, Alex, 43% of children enter kindergarten not ready for success with school. And part of the message that we need to get out there is that the parent or the preschool caregiver is the first reading teacher.
The parent or the preschool caregiver?
And is the way they read by reading to the child every day?
Absolutely. Most parents recognize that they should begin reading to their children from birth. But you know, there's actually a revolution now in baby reading. Some very interesting things are happening. For example, parents cuddling with their baby in addition to reading aloud from birth. Parents cuddling with the baby in front of a computer using software-driven technology to help kids learn the meanings of words and learn to read words. In fact, some children are able to read words before they can speak them.
And how does the cuddling help facilitate that learning? Is that, is that actually a part?
It is a part. You know, you can't plop a baby in front of a DVD and expect the machine to teach the baby to read. Parents who teach their children to read teach differently than the 6-year-old who is a non-reader learning to read in school. What's different is the 6-year-old needs formal instruction. A baby's brain isn't ready for formal instruction.
But they'll absorb it.
They're going to absorb it, just like they absorb 2 languages.
So how soon are we talking about starting? Is this right away, doctor? Is this a little bit later on in the formative stages?
It's right away. A baby can recognize his or her mom's voice in 3 days.
I've heard
from reading aloud. And what's happening, the baby whose parents read aloud to them 5 or 10 minutes a day, they're giving them a 32 million word advantage in the first 3 years of life. That many words, data going into their brain. And what the babies will do is that they'll take that data and figure out the sounds of the language, the grammar, the meaning, the concepts, and ultimately feelings, happy looks, all of that.
So that's like a foundation that then later you can build on. And if you don't give the child that foundation, you're kind of on shaky ground. Is that an analogy?
Right. And you talked about younger kids, or infants, I should say. What about older kids and maybe having more of a formal spelling curriculum for them later in life?
Well, you know, what the brain research shows us is that readers have a dictionary in the brain. And if I hold up a word like Memphis in 250 milliseconds, you automatically, in this part on the left hemisphere of the brain, recognize the meaning, the sound, and the spelling. The word traces in the brain are recognized from spelling. And one of the things that we have to do is what you started out with. We've done away with spelling, and we need to bring it back.
A lot of people would say that we have spell check, so why do we need to know how to spell?
Because you aren't going to be able to read well or write well unless you have the
that dictionary in your brain. Okay, so what do? We have to get your books. You can get them online, and you start as young as 2 or 3.
Oh,
infancy.
It's babyhood. Start with babyhood, baby to age 7.
All right. Dr. Gentry, thank you very much. We appreciate you being here this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Great books there for sure.
Absolutely.